everybody, and welcome to Wednesday. And as you can see, we've had some major progress coming to you from the workshop, and that's where our new window is going to be. This is our new scene that we can see. Even though the door is out and the window is out, we're very close to completing the cladding, and then the door and window will go in, and then we'll finish with the roof. So workshop's really coming out of nowhere now. It's fantastic. So this week's been good. I've been training with the Prem A and B rugby boys at Johnsonville. Oh, look, I can almost put my arms up there. Oh, shoulders, body, fantastic. Love the culture. It's what rugby should be about. There's none of this thug shit. It's just all actually a good group of guys having fun. I'll be playing in the Cripples, strangely enough, because I'm crippled, and they're a good team. They're a fun team. So anyway, I wouldn't have thought at 57 I'd be looking at playing rugby again, but you never say never, eh? Today I've come out into the shed. Even though it's a bit windy, we've got beautiful weather at the moment, and we cut the window out and the view is so good. As I just showed you before, I want to sit out here. I've got a bucket full of bodies and under frames. I've got a run of 5 of them, which I'm going to put for sale. So I've just moved my model table out here because it's so nice. Just going to assemble those. So enjoy, because this is pretty much what I do. Hey everybody, first of all an apology for the long delay in getting this BTM out. It's all my fault, sorry. Andrew's been doing his finals up at varsity, so he's not had time to do anything, and I don't know where the week went. The week's just gone. I am in fact working on the mini set at the moment, concentrating on some rolling stock. I actually have this sheep wagon. It's called a J-Wagon. This one that I made originally scratch built is actually a little bit incorrect. So what I've done, reproduced it on the 3D printer. So this is actually a slightly more accurate model for the sheep wagon. So I've been making that. So that's what I'm doing. So the bones of this roof are just too fragile. They're just too hard to take out with a chisel. There's all this backing in here. All this has got to come out. So my rethink is I might cast this in 2 halves. That's what I'm thinking. And join it down the middle, because that's just, unfortunately, that's just too flimsy to go on. It could probably go on the model. Probably sit on the model, but it just looks terrible. So back to the drawing board with the roof. And that's the process with these things. Is the body looking fantastic. Got some doors to go in here, chassis go underneath. Just doing the chassis now. I just printed the second floor before. As always, I've got to remember to make the actual print a lot thicker than you would anticipate, because then that way it will print. So for example, these cross straps here, they actually go right through the whole print, but you wouldn't notice it when you were doing it, but they actually do. It's just a printing thing, eh? But this is we need 2 of these for the home platform set. 2 in S scale and 2 in the bigger 9mm scale. So of course these top hat bearings, when they're made of brass, they won't be glued in like that. They will actually be popped in by putting heat, the soldering on, and then they'll just melt in. Way easier than having to line them up with some super glue and then squeeze them in position. But this model is for the film set, so it's not going to be a running model. The wheels do work pretty well, but yeah, there's a bit to be done. That's all. But we'll get back to it. Wheels on, floor and second floor and roof on. Then we'll play with some gates. Right, so hot off the press, this new chassis, which is hopefully the right gauge. So I'll quickly run that through and see how that goes, eh? So that was totally out of kilter. That's what happens. Strangely, not only did it not print a coupling hook, it didn't. It's still not gauged properly. So the wheels are way too tight there, pushing out the blocks. So back to the drawing board, which is just over there on the computer. So 2 hours later, time travel. Did you enjoy that? Third attempt at the chassis for this vehicle. Now I've got to check if it's got gauge. If it's got gauge, we can carry on. It looks it's a good cast. It's got to work as well, doesn't it? So this is where we got to today. We have one of the J-Wagons for the 64 set, which is the wide shot scene. What we are also going to do is build those 4 wagons in a very large scale, so we can do a section a little bit easier for detail when it comes to mid shots, possibly even close-ups we could probably get on the bigger set. We'll see. Make it easier for the cameraman, eh? Okay, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm doing a run of 5. So that's 4 there, and 1 down here. So I'm doing a run of 5 New Zealand coal wagons, early coal wagons. I've found a technical hitch. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just preparing this body here to give it a paint to see if I'm going to get away or whether I have to recast the whole bodies of these, which will be a pain in the bum. But that's all right. So I'm just waiting for paint to dry. And my beautiful wife always says to me, wait for the paint to dry. Let it dry. So number 1 rule of being modelling is let it dry. See, that's looking quite good. I will give that a coat of paint and a bit of a finish and see if it's going to be up to scratch. I want to sell these, so it needs to look pretty good. And the other interesting thing is Andrew had his last Monday of uni today. So he'll be home on Friday. Forever. He's got a flat in town. He's got a flat with some really good dudes that I like. And yeah, it's really neat. So we'll have Andrew back full time, which is something I haven't been able to say in the whole history of Morgan Movies. Every Friday I've driven up after work and picked him up, brought him home, and then taken him back on Sundays. Until recently, it's got a bit, because the workload's got very busy. Obviously, he's not home again this week, so you will have noticed the difference in BTMs. This is quite a long BTM, but it's actually an amalgamation of about 3 weeks. So anyway, it's Monday. Andrew will be home 4 days from now. He'll be in studio full time. So I hope to get some massive push on home platform, Only Human, and what else? Eddie's got his Bad to the Bone podcast, which is going really well too. So let's hope we get straight into it. He doesn't come back and go to sleep for a month. Hey.
Hey everybody, it is Thursday night, which means it is the last night that I am ever going to sleep in this room. So I'm going home tomorrow after our school's ball party, which is at about, it'll be about 11 o'clock that I finish that. So I won't be sleeping here, just the last night that I'm here. That means I've got to pack. Clothes, stuff. I've had to give my room a good bit of a clean. It needs a vacuum, but I will deal with that in the morning when I won't wake people up by vacuuming at 1 AM. But yeah, got to get the rest of my clothes all packed except the suit that's in the ball, that's being used for the ball tomorrow. But yeah, and then get everything else all in bags and ready to go. I've got a room inspection tomorrow afternoon so that, you know, I can get my bond back and I don't get in any trouble. So hopefully that all goes well. I need to take those off the wall, which should be, you know, easy enough. They've just pinned in, but, you know, more work. And so here we have it. We're moving out. Parents are here. We're going back for the final drive home. Last thing left to move is that fridge, and we're empty. I'll see you back in Wellington.
Very cool. Huge changes. Andrew has come back over there. Hey, Andrew. Hey. And Andrew's first mission is to clean up that computer because it's running slower than a wet Sunday. You know, I've been designing files on there on a system, you know, till 2:30 every morning for the last 4 months. So the computer's a little slow. So he's just cleaning it out and sorting some scripts. He's actually doing scripts now for our production that's currently in production, which is our podcast, Bad to the Bone. And we have 2 other projects in pre-production. So we can get back into things now. You're going to see a lot more on the BTMs and a lot more on the shorts and stuff like that because we can now. We have Andrew home. Andrew's now the first guy in my family, first male on my side of the family to get a degree. Pretty cool. Yeah, very impressed. So, thanks for watching. Catch you later.
And there you have it. That is the BTM for this week. As we've said a few times, I'm now back effectively full-time. There's a couple more trips I have to make to Palmy for the graduation ceremony and for a couple more performances, my final performances with the drum team. But aside from that, I'm down here full time. Nothing's going to keep me up over too many more weekends. Now it's full steam ahead on some productions. I'm working on getting Bad to the Bone done. Like you said, got a bunch recorded. I'm messing with some vocal effects to try and get some of the more non-human characters sounding a bit creepier, freakier, different sounds. We have a lot of fun with that. Working on getting some more of the voices that we need to get recorded done, so the narrator, some other characters, looking at reaching out to some people. For that'll be happening very soon. Then of course there's our short film project in pre-production, working on script exists for that, still working on getting a crew all sorted, which is going to be very, very cool. So keep an eye out for what's coming in the future. There should be a lot more coming. Aside from that, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, remember to leave a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, all of that helps out a lot. If you want, you can also subscribe to our Patreon by going to the link in the description below, where you get access to extra content, and executive producer level patrons get their names put right here at the end of our videos and in the credits of our films. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye!